Hello everyone! Today's story is one of the most beloved tales in all of Japan, Momotaro the Peach Boy. It's a story about courage, friendship, and the power of kindness and teamwork. Let's travel back to old Japan, where an incredible boy was born, from a giant peach floating down a river.
Long, long ago, in a quiet village nestled between Emerald Mountains and a silver river, there lived an old man and an old woman. They were kind, gentle, and loved by their neighbors, but they had one deep sorrow. Though they had lived together for many years, they had never been blessed with a child. Every morning, the old man went into the hills to gather firewood, while the old woman went down to the river to wash clothes. Even as the seasons changed, the cherry blossoms fell, the cicadas cried, and the red leaves fluttered, their days flowed on in peaceful loneliness. One bright afternoon, as the old woman was washing clothes, she began to sing softly to herself. The river sparkled under the sun like a ribbon of glass. Suddenly, she noticed something drifting toward her, something large and round, glowing softly in the water. She rubbed her eyes and gasped. It was a giant peach, so big that she could hardly wrap her arms around it. Its skin was golden and blushed with pink, shining as if lit from within. "Oh my, what a fine peach," she cried. "This will make my husband so happy tonight." She pulled it carefully from the river, placed it in her basket, and hurried home, smiling all the way. That evening, the old man returned from the mountains, tired but cheerful. When he saw the enormous peach sitting on the tatami mat, he laughed. "What a wonderful find. You always bring joy to our home." They decided to cut it in half and share it for supper. But just as the knife touched the fruit, a bright light burst out. And the peach split open by itself with a gentle pop. To their astonishment, inside sat a tiny, beautiful baby boy, smiling and waving his little hands. The couple fell to their knees in tears. The old woman whispered, "The gods have answered our prayers." The old man nodded and said, "We shall call him Momotaro, the Peach Boy." From that day on, their home overflowed with laughter. Momotaro grew faster than any ordinary child. By the time he was 10, he was stronger than the strongest man in the village. He could lift logs with ease, run like the wind, and had a heart as kind as it was brave. Whenever he saw someone in trouble, he would rush to help. One evening, when the cicadas had gone silent and the sky was painted gold, Momotaro sat beside his parents and said, "Father, Mother, I have heard that a band of Oni, fierce demons, are living on Onigashima, the island of demons. They attack our villages, steal our treasures, and make people suffer. Please let me go there and defeat them. I want to bring peace to our land." The old couple were shocked. The old woman clasped her hands. "But, my son, the Oni are fearsome. You are too young." Momotaro smiled gently. "Don't worry. I have the strength of 100 men, and the kindness you both taught me." Moved by his courage, they finally agreed. The old woman spent the night preparing kibi dango, millet dumplings, said to be the most delicious in all Japan, and packed them neatly in a pouch. At dawn, Momotaro dressed in armor, carried a sword, and bowed deeply. "Father, Mother, I will return with victory." The old man placed his hand on his son's shoulder. "Go with courage, my boy. The gods will watch over you." And the old woman added softly, "And never forget kindness, it is stronger than any sword." As Momotaro walked along the country road, the sun rose behind him, painting the world in peach-colored light. Before long, he met a dog sitting by the roadside. The dog barked, "Woof. Where are you going, young man, with that fine sword and brave look?" "I'm going to Onigashima to defeat the demons," said Momotaro. The dog wagged his tail. "If you give me one of those kibi dangos, I'll go with you." Momotaro smiled and gave him one. "Deal." And the dog trotted happily beside him. Farther down the road, a monkey leapt from a tree and screeched, "Ee! What's in that pouch? Smells delicious." Momotarō laughed. "Kibidango, millet mochi dumplings, the best in Japan. If you give me one," said the monkey, "I'll climb and spy for you on Onigashima." "Then welcome, friend," said Momotarō, handing him a kibidango. The monkey bowed and joined the team. Soon, they reached a wide plain where a pheasant landed beside them, spreading its brilliant wings. "Momotaro-san," it called, "I've heard of the Oni's cruelty. Please, let me help. I can fly ahead and warn you of danger." Momotarō grinned. "Together, we'll be unstoppable." He gave the pheasant a kibidango, and the bird joined the group. The four companions, Momotarō, dog, monkey, and pheasant, marched to the sea. They built a small boat and set sail under the rising sun. The waves sparkled like diamonds, and the wind carried their laughter across the water. But as they approached Onigashima, the sky darkened, and the sound of thunder echoed from the island. Black smoke rose from the Oni's fortress, tall stone walls surrounded by jagged rocks. The pheasant flew ahead and called out, "Momotarō! There are guards at the gate." The dog barked fiercely and charged forward, biting the demon's legs. The monkey leapt onto the wall and opened the gate with a clang. Momotarō drew his sword and shouted, "Oni! Your wicked days are over." The battle raged through the fortress. Oni swung clubs the size of trees, roaring like thunder, but Momotaro's courage never wavered. With his friends beside him, he fought bravely, the dog biting, the monkey scratching, the pheasant pecking, and Momotaro's sword flashing like lightning. At last, they reached the Oni king, whose horns were sharp as daggers and eyes burned like fire. "Why have you come here, boy?" the Oni king thundered. "To bring peace," cried Momotarō. "Return what you've stolen and promise never to harm people again." The Oni king dropped to his knees, trembling. "Mercy, brave boy. We will never attack again." He brought out chests of gold, silver, and treasures, bowing his head in shame. Momotarō accepted the surrender and gathered the treasures to return to the villagers. The dog, monkey, and pheasant cheered in triumph. As they sailed home, the sea sparkled once more, as if even the gods were smiling. When Momotarō returned to his village, the people ran to meet him. The old man and woman cried tears of joy, embracing their son tightly. From that day on, peace reigned, and the legend of Momotarō spread far and wide, the boy born from a peach who conquered evil with courage, friendship, and kindness. And every spring, when peaches bloom across the land, people still remember his story. A reminder that true strength lies not in power, but in a pure heart and loyal friends.
The story of Momotarō reminds me that even the smallest act of kindness, like sharing a single kibidango, can grow into the strongest bond of friendship. And that true strength isn't just power or courage, it's compassion that walks beside it. If you enjoyed today's tale, please like, subscribe, and share it with friends who love Japanese culture and old folk tales. Until next time, keep your heart gentle, your spirit curious, and your tea warm.
We're uncovering some fascinating hidden gems, theories, and historical whispers that surround this legendary hero. Did you know that while Momotarō is iconic, the exact origins of his tale are a subject of ongoing debate? Many scholars believe the story emerged in the late Muromachi period or early Edo period, around the 16th to 17th centuries. However, its popularity truly skyrocketed in the Edo period through woodblock prints and picture books. Now, let's talk about where Momotarō might actually be from. Several regions in Japan proudly claim to be Momotaro's birthplace, and they've got some compelling reasons. One of the strongest contenders is Okayama Prefecture. Why Okayama? Well, it's believed that the tale might be linked to a real-life figure named Prince Kibitsu no Mikoto. This prince is legendary for subduing a fearsome demon called Yura, who is said to reside in a place called Kibitsu. The legend of Yura shares striking similarities with Momotaro's battle against the Oni, demons. There's even a Momotarō shrine near the Asahi River, said to be the very river where the peach was found. In Okayama City today, Momotaro's image appears everywhere, from local mascots to souvenirs and sweets shaped like peaches. The annual Momotarō Matsuri, Peach Boy Festival, celebrates his bravery with parades, costumes, and traditional music. Plus, Okayama is famous for its peaches and kibi dango. Speaking of kibi dango, these delicious millet dumplings are synonymous with Momotarō. In the story, he shares them with his animal companions, securing their loyalty. Historically, kibi dango were a specialty of the Kibi province, modern-day Okayama. They're traditionally made from millet flour, giving them a unique texture and flavor. So, the very snack in the story points strongly towards Okayama. But Okayama isn't alone. Aichi Prefecture, specifically in Iyama City, also has strong ties to Momotarō. They have a Momotarō shrine and even a Momotarō park. Their local folklore connects the tale to their region as well, with various sites named after elements of the story. Then there's Kagawa Prefecture, on the island of Shikoku, the opposite side of Okayama across the Setonaikai Sea. Their claim often centers around the idea of Onigashima, or Demon Island. Many believe that Onigashima, Momotaro's destination to defeat the Oni, might actually be Mejijima Island in Kagawa. Mejijima is famous for its huge caves, which local legend claims were once the dwelling of Oni. You can even visit these caves today, complete with Oni statues. It's a truly immersive experience that brings the tale to life. Another candidate for Onigashima is Okinoshima Island in Yamaguchi Prefecture, though it's less commonly cited than Mejijima. It's fascinating how a single folktale can have so many regional interpretations and connections to real places and historical figures. These localized traditions enrich the story, making it a living part of Japanese culture. The tale was first recorded during the Edo period but is thought to be much older, possibly derived from ancient myths about divine children and fertility. In Japanese culture, peaches symbolize longevity, protection, and good fortune. The fruit was believed to drive away evil spirits, a theme echoed in Momotaro's birth and his quest to banish the Oni. This symbolism traces back to Chinese mythology, where peaches of immortality were gifts from heaven. Regarding the Oni are common figures in Japanese folklore, part ogre, part spirit, often living on remote islands or mountains. In some versions of the story, the Oni may represent foreign invaders, pirates, or moral evils that threaten harmony, reflecting Japan's historical encounters and moral lessons of the time. For the three companions, each animal friend represents a virtue. Dog as loyalty and faithfulness. Monkey as cleverness and adaptability. Pheasant as courage and keen sight. Together, they reflect the harmony of different strengths united for a good cause, a powerful message for teamwork and cooperation. Momotaro's story continues to inspire children and adults worldwide, teaching the timeless lessons that bravery, kindness, and teamwork can overcome any evil. It's more than just a folktale, it's a celebration of what humanity can achieve when we stand together. So, the next time you hear about Momotarō, remember it's not just a simple children's story. It's a tale steeped in history, regional pride, and a touch of delicious kibi dango. What are your favorite facts about Momotarō? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more fascinating folklore, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.